8-7 is on cross sections. A cross section is a two-dimensional shape that happens when you slice through a three-dimensional shape. When you slice things vertically, it's going to typically match, but maybe be a different size as a side of the figure, and if it's a horizontal, it's going to match the base. So let's check this out. This figure shows a vertical cross section of a right rectangular pyramid. Right means it's not leaning, standing straight up and down. Rectangular is the description of the shape of the base. What shape is the cross section and what's its area? Well, the nice part here is they drew it in for you. So if I redraw that triangle, definitely a triangle. So this triangle, when I look at it, this length is 5 centimeters, and this height is 7 centimeters. And the formula for the area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. You could also call it the length times the width divided by 2. Or you could call it half the base times the height. All of those mean the same thing. So basically, if you multiply 7 and 5, you get 35. So it's going to be 7 times 5 divided by 2. And 35 divided by 2, I think, is 17 and a half. Ooh, 35, 34, yeah, 17 and a half. And these are centimeters. And its area, so the centimeters are square in shape. The second question, Zach now wants to slice it along the horizontal plane that intersects above the base. So that means that it's a shape and it's going to slice across this way. So it's actually the same, oh, so pretty. It's actually the same shape as the base, it's just smaller. So it's a rectangle. So I'm going to draw that rectangle over here. What I know about that rectangle is nothing. I'm not sure what the length of the side is, because I don't know how high up it was. Describe the cross section that would be formed. It's a rectangle. Definitely not a square, because it's going to be in proportion. So like if this side was half of this, then this side would be half of that, but they still aren't going to match each other, so it wouldn't be a square, it would be a rectangle. So a composite figure happens when you put a bunch of different geometric shapes together, and sometimes the easiest way to then find an answer is to make a net of the figure. So you take the three-dimensional figure and you kind of open it up, especially here where we're looking for surface area. So Kara wants to paint the 4 outside walls of her dog's house. She will not paint the roof or the door on the front of the house. So if this was a net and we opened it up, we would have the floor, which we're definitely not going to paint. So I'm going to write floor here. This guy would open up this direction. The one on the other side that we can't see would lay down this way. So if those 2 walls fell flat. The back is going to be this square with a peak at the top. And then this will be exactly the same. The only difference with the front is that there's also this door cut out, and we are also not going to paint the door. So these are the things that we're not painting. Okay, so let's check it out. The dimensions that we know, this is 7 feet. The height is 3 feet. So 3, 3, 3, 3. The distance across this way is 4 feet. 4 feet. The dimension of the door is 2 by 2. And this portion from here to here is going to be 1 foot, I think. Let's check. Because if it's 4 feet to the peak and only 3 feet to here, that would make this 1 foot. Okay, yeah, I feel good about that. Okay, so we're going to take each section. Do I have all the numbers I need? I think so. Oh, this is also 3, and this is also 3, and this is 3, and this is 3, because if we folded it up, it would fit. Okay, so the area of this section is 7 times 3, which is 21 feet square. This is also going to be 21. We don't need to know the floor. This guy is not a square, it's a rectangle. 3 by 4 is 12. The triangle at the top, the distance across the bottom is 4, and it's got a height of 1. So it's going to be 4 times 1 divided by 2, or 2. So this is 2, and this is 2. The underside of this is also 12, but we need to subtract the door, and the door is 4. Whew! Okay. So the sides were the easiest. The sides were both 7 by 3, so the sides were 21. The back was a rectangle plus a triangle. The rectangle was 12. The triangle was 2, so the back is 14. And the front was the one that's weird. The front is also 14, just like the back, but we have to subtract the door, which is 2 by 2, or 4, and 14 minus 4 is 10. And if we add these up, we get 66 feet square. And now I'm going to do the thing where I look at the answer key and cross my fingers that I'm right. Yes! I'm on fire today! Okay.